So what do the panelists think about this spot? Kristiina's laughing. Unna?
I like it a lot.
Inka?
Furniture. I'm called furniture in our house. So yes, actually, I laugh also. So yes, I said okay, I like it, but there's always this but. So it is, of course, it is simplifying, and then I would like to give the credit of those who really are these human rights fighters, me Kandi, and also that can use sort of doing them harm, but of course I'm too serious for everything, with everything, so it's okay, but this was shown in Sweden, and I think it was quite popular. We haven't taken it to Finland, at least yet. We are always behind Sweden. So, but for example, one advert that we took from Sweden was a Christmas campaign, and it was a bit similar idea. There was Santa Claus saying, sort of reading the letters that children have sent to him, and then he says finally, oh, there's somebody asking this for poor countries, but Santa Claus, I don't do poor countries. and this we took to Finland, and people were quite curious actually, that how can you do this to Santa Claus? I don't understand, but actually this was true, the truth, that he doesn't do poor countries, they don't get any presents. But this is sort of the reactions that we have to sort of take from the public and then try to be wise with our communications.
I have to reveal an embarrassing thing to tell that currently today the official Finnish Santa is in Kenya with World Vision. So he's doing poor countries.
But again, with this, as you all probably realize, this is sort of a very prime example of post-humanitarian communication, where the vulnerable do not really exist, and the sort of conflating the clicking by this surfer from Sweden with sort of Jesus' message or Gandhi's message about, I won't say anything about Mother Teresa's messages, on changing the world are sort of put at a same kind of level, whereas I think that inflates the value base a lot. And I, of course, as everybody else, I laughed, but I don't think I would ever put out an ad like that, because I would feel a responsibility for sort of what kind of a world view are we given. I would be trying to balance the effectiveness of getting in the money from an ad like this, and sort of the responsibility as an ethical communicator is what kind of a worldview are we giving these people. But then again, I'm very serious as well. Inka, yes, go ahead. I'll go to the next spot.
Yeah, I would like to, because I have a problem with it, and I discussed this with Frank earlier when I worked in Amnesty, that was 15 years ago. So, but with these images, and that has been shown also here today, and now I'm talking about these images or photos of children, because they were also a bit simplified as examples. Because I'm always asking myself that should we show a picture of a child that is empowered? That are our guidelines. And we have to show that they can participate, they have their own voice. But actually, or should we show the truth? Because sometimes they don't have any voice. They have these flies on their eyes. They are thin like that, and the only thing you can do when you meet them is cry. That is the truth. So, are you showing the truth or this empowered child? And I remember when we had the discussion in Amnesty, when we got this letter from Colombia, and there were these children that they didn't have any eyes left because police had took the eyes away from street children. So are we showing this is the truth, or should we have the voice and show them empowered? So it's not so easy.
No, it's very difficult to show atrocities, and it's a question of if we don't show. And I think Susan Sontag has said something brilliant on this. She's saying that if we first in her earlier thinking on photography, she was saying that we shouldn't actually show that much atrocities because we get the kind of fatigue and we don't sort of react to them in any way. But in her later and in her last book regarding the pain of others, she actually sort of came to a different conclusion, and she said that we cannot put any limit on the sort of amount of images of human suffering we show, because only by showing those images do we get people to realize that this is what is happening every day, every place, all over the world. And by not showing them, we are actually sort of making it impossible for people to actually react to the atrocities that are taking place. Again, of course, there are no correct and wrong answers here. It's a very difficult and a very nuanced discussion. Unna?
I could read this short code of conduct, which is in accordance with Red Cross and I think Unicef as well. What it exactly says about communicating or showing images on children. Communication about children should reflect images that are decent and respectful, not presenting them as victims. Special care must be given to protect children's identities and geographic location. And then, what do? We have a picture, a photo of a children who's like in a bad condition, really suffering. Yeah, who is a victim of conditions, but still maybe in the photo somebody's helping her or taking measurements of her hand, or so where goes the limit? And these are the daily discussions. Can we put this into our medicine or not?
And of course you can always make the oral question, if somebody is a victim, do we have to victimize her even more? Basically this is you can laugh to say again with advertisement, but if we take seriously the business, we have to really look at the respect the dignity of the human being, regardless do we have a campaign, fundraising, whatever it is. I mean, there is a limit, of course, always, and you have to respect it, even though sometimes Susan Sontag has something all Frank and Inka serious people. So we have to really have certain values we have to respect. This is, for me, it is a view.
The next clip, the language is in Finnish. How many here do not understand Finnish? Oh, most of you. Okay. And I also have to put it into a certain kind of context. It's a clip by World Vision, which is already 8 years old, but it became a very iconic clip. I would actually be interested if Unna, you could tell us the results of this clip. If you don't have that information, fine. I didn't ask you.
Yeah, I didn't work for a World Vision.
Okay.
But I could say that World Vision wasn't known in Finland, hardly any. But this advertising campaign made it better known. And of course it made possible for normal Finnish guys to become sponsored because this
country skier, the height of about 2 meters, and a national icon. He also became a member of parliament, and even though he's not shown once in the clip itself, it's his voice speaking, and he's describing his day-to-day life in the small village he lives in the countryside, what he's doing. He's sort of warming a sauna, he's explaining a daily thing, and he asks the girl about the crayons he has sent to the child he is sponsoring, and asking her, and it finishes with the words, "We, the big ones of the world, need to take care of the small."
Kiitos kovasti kirjeestäsi ja piirustuksesta. Täällä ei tuommoisia elukoita olekaan. Pistin sen kuvan piirronkin päälle. Tultiin justiin pojan kanssa lenkiltä. 15 kilometriä mettätietä sauvojen kanssa. Nyt ei kun sauna. Siellä onkin aikamoiset helteet varmaankin. Täällä vielä lunta hyvästi ainakin 25 senttiä. Oo ahkera koulussa. Ja muista lainata niitä värikymiä siskoolles ja veljelles. Terveisiä myös äiteelles. Juha, kummisi.
Of course, he speaks with a very strong dialect, and there was one thing I actually forgot where he's saying that I've just been out sort of jogging, and now I'm warming the sauna, and it's going to be really hot, probably just as hot as it is where you are, and then you saw the hand in the end. Comments on this advert? Unna, maybe you will start.
This is a really powerful ad, or commercial, and it tells in a short form what it means to be a sponsor for a child. And I can clearly see when being in the field that these children get these letters. So it's like the biggest treasure they have. It's a really important message for them that somebody out there cares about them and tells maybe about some daily events or their family and sends out some pictures. So this was about communicating what it means to be a sponsor, what it means to have a sponsor child.
Do any of the others want to say anything?
I sort of like it, but I understand, of course, so this is not empowering the children. This is not. It's making them dependent on our aid, which is a bit true, but not the whole truth. But then again, I'm saying or asking that if we need these donors, so we have.